Summarize your column that you wrote on The Nation.
No, absolutely. Yesterday was a historic day, not just in the National Football League, but in the history of activism in sports. We've never, ever seen anything like this in terms of the sheer number of players. And it's worth looking at and identifying why exactly this took place, like taking a step back and saying, how is it that we had something like 200 NFL players take part in a form of protest? And I think that the best way to understand it is understanding the brotherhood that exists in National Football League locker rooms, or the solidarity that exists. And also we need to understand that Donald Trump, who never played football, did not understand the lengths of the brotherhood and solidarity that does exist. What I think took place was that Donald Trump was in front of his audience in Huntsville, Alabama, and he really has a lizard brain that is directly attuned to some of the worst impulses of his audience. And I think he looked at that audience and he said, I'm going to go after black dissenting NFL players. They will be isolated, and I will have people on my side. And what he did not expect was that there were not just NFL players, but coaches and owners who saw it as an almost I am Spartacus moment, that an attack on one is an attack on all. And when Trump took it, talking extemporaneously, when he took it to things like calling for people to be fired, using the presidential pulpit to call for people to be fired, for using the phrase SOB and saying it all out there. I mean, I think you know this, Dan. I certainly know this from working on this book with Michael Bennett of the Seahawks, that the position of the mom in the NFL locker room is pretty special and pretty sacred. And a lot of these players, even though a lot of us say SOB and we don't think of it as a direct attack on somebody's mother, for these players, it's like, oh, Donald Trump just talked about your mom, which is like talking about my mom, which means he's talking about Penny Bennett, the mother of Michael and Martellus Bennett, who, by the way, was a public school teacher for over 20 years. And one of the dearest people I've ever met. So it becomes this thing that then got highly personalized in NFL locker rooms, to the point of which not only players but owners had to answer the question that Charles Woodson, I thought, raised so poignantly when he said, this is, which side are you on Sunday?
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.